Charles, anything you lost? Yeah, well, you can copy from Britain. You're good. Look, let me show you something. There you go. Now, we talked about the secretion of hydrogen and reabsorption of bicarb before. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. These are cells of the PCT and the NYC. Okay. Here you see hydrogen being actively transported, secreted into the filtrate. Okay. Where did that hydrogen come from? Look here, it's that same reaction. CO2 with water forms carbonic acid, dissociates into hydrogen and bicarb. And as we secrete hydrogen, look what happens to the bicarb. It gets reabsorbed. Okay. And this reaction is kind of self-generated because then the hydrogen can react with bicarb, form carbonic acid. The hydrogen is actually converted to water, and we form CO2, which can be used to drive this reaction. So the kidneys, what they do is when they secrete hydrogen, they reabsorb bicarb. All right. So now we're going to talk about some of these acid-base disturbances. When we interpret blood gases, there's a sequence. Our method. First thing we do every darn time is simply look at the pH. That's number one. Then, number two is we take a gander at the PCO2. This is number one. This is number two. We look at CO2. The third step in this order is then to check out the bicarb. If we do it in that order every time, it's almost guaranteed that your life is going to be beautiful. That you're going to be happy. You're going to be successful. God is good. Okay. So, if somebody has a disturbance in pH, if it's a matter where the pH is low, you have an acidosis. It's got to be below 7.35. If, on the other hand, their pH is high, we say they have a primary alkalosis. So if it falls outside of range, it's either a primary acidosis or a primary alkalosis. Step two, we look at the CO2. Let's suppose someone has a pH of 7.25. Okay, so we're going to call that a primary acidosis. Step two is to look at the CO2. If the acidosis is respiratory in origin, then the CO2 is going to be high. Okay. So we check the CO2, and if it's in the opposite direction to the pH is low, CO2 is high, okay, then we say, aha, that's a respiratory acidosis. Okay. By the same token, if the pH were to be high, 7.5, that would be an alkalosis. If it's a respiratory alkalosis, CO2 is low. Okay. It's this thing. Scarecrow. Okay? Meaning that if pH goes down, if it's respiratory, CO2's got to be up. If pH goes up, well, if it's respiratory, CO2 has to be down. Okay. And we'll go over that again sometime in the future. Now, let's suppose the pH is down. Okay. And the CO2 is not elevated. Step three is to look at the bicarb. If it's a metabolic acidosis, then both the pH will be down and the bicarb is going to move in the same direction. It will be decreased. So with metabolic disturbances, pH and bicarb move in the same direction. If pH is high and that alkalosis is metabolic, then the bicarb is going to be high. So this is how we're going to distinguish the various acid-base disturbances. There are 4 basic or primary acid-base disturbances. We just follow those little rules. And if we do so, yeah, we're going to be pretty happy with ourselves. Things are going to work out right. People are going to think you're smart. And really, in the end, isn't that what we want? That plus people will like our jokes?
Why are you looking at me? That's your dinner.
Isn't that our goal? I'm just saying.
So
You already picked on me all day yesterday. I deserve a day off.
I did not pick on you, did I?
Yeah. What? The whole class. You taught for like 40 minutes, and then the other 2 hours was like, pick on Jordan.
no.
Oh, no, never.
Okay, let me tell you something. Sometimes people can laugh at you. That's bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can laugh with you. That's good.
Yes.
Okay? So, did you feel people were laughing with you
Sure.
or at you?
You say with, just to appease you.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, if it's a metabolic disturbance, sometimes will there also be like a respiratory?
We're going to go there.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be. You can have a mixed disorder.
Okay.
It's not that common, but it can happen. I'll give you an example where it could happen.
Okay.
Somebody just chugs down a bottle of aspirin. Well, we said that most drugs are either acids or bases. So what is acid? Aspirin rather is an acid. It's salicylic acid. So it can create a metabolic acidosis. But aspirin also is toxic to the respiratory centers. In fact, it triggers an increase in respiratory rate. So it can not only cause a primary metabolic acidosis, but it can trigger a primary respiratory alkalosis, where you blow off CO2 and your pH is going to want to go high.
Okay.
So in that case, you have a mixed disturbance.
So it would always be like opposite though, if one is an alkalosis,
Well, it
one
doesn't have to be.
isn't?
It doesn't have to be. You can have something where you can have 2 disorders that move in the same direction. Of course, that's going to make pH really bad. So we can talk about something. All right. A respiratory acidosis is almost always caused by some disturbance, disorder, clinical problem that results in hypoventilation. Okay? Why? Because if you hypoventilate, you develop hypercapnia. And hypercapnia is going to drive this reaction left to right. In doing so, you produce an excess number of hydrogen ions, and that results in a drop in pH. So when you look at the blood gases in these patients with hypoventilation, the pH is low, and go back and look at the CO2 when it's high. Opposites. I'm going to tell a little story. Okay? And I hope I'm not telling tales out of school. Realize that this does involve one of us.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm telling this, and I hope it's with your consent, is that it's one of those teaching moments. You know? And I think when I say who it involves, you'll be a little surprised I didn't even know about this. But, you know, this is a little school. One travels quickly. Okay. Alex, what school did you go to? High school? That's it. It was that's another small school. Okay. I can't tell you my source. I know. Just hanging there. Just remember, teaching moment. Okay. You're past that. Okay. You're in a different place. You're in a different place in your life. The story, as I heard it, and again, this is just how I heard it, went something like this.
He's closing the doors.
This is a safe environment. Senior year, Bell Chase High School. You know Bell Chase is very demanding. Okay? That senior year, all the exams that 1 week packed in. Okay? And so people are a little bit anxious that last week. They're studying hard, they're nervous because they know they have to pass all their courses in order to get that degree, that diploma. And I know it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Anybody would be nervous, okay? On top of that, listen to this. This is the crazy thing. This is the way Bell Chase does it, okay? That's how they roll. They had the big senior prom at the end of that same week. Yikes. So there's a lot of drama. You know, who you're going to ask, what dress you're going to get, all that stuff. And as it was told to me, and listen, I'm just the messenger. I'm not the. Alex had her eye on one particular fellow. Okay. I know. For about 4 years. For about 4 years. And finally she says it's either now or never. I may not even see this guy after graduation. I know the feeling. Okay? So, as it was relayed to me, okay? And I know it hurts a little bit, it still stings. Okay? Alex calls up the guy. He says, listen, Theodore, I heard that you didn't have a date yet for the big old senior prom. I'm just wondering if maybe since I don't have a date yet and you don't have a date yet, that maybe we could kind of go in the same car. You know, Alex is a little shy. You know, and Theodore asked, you mean you're asking me out on a date? And Alex goes, yes. He said, sure. And so, great. She just hangs up the phone. She doesn't even bother to think, okay, what time are you going to pick me up, all that stuff. She's just excited, okay? She's all excited. She's feeling like a big girl. Everything's going well, okay? And so she tells her mom, listen, I'm going to the prom. Her and her mom, you know, they tell me she's got this fashion sense. She wants to go, you know, to the nicest shop and get the newest kind of dress, okay? Maybe the mermaid type, okay? Right. Yeah, I understand, yes. Because you didn't think I knew anything about fashion, did you? So she goes out with her mom, she gets the mermaid type, okay? And it's got an A-line, okay? And it's
No.
it's got the tooling and it's got all the things you'd want on a dress. Okay.
It's either mermaid or A-line.
That's what I'm saying. And so you can imagine there's a lot of stress now. Okay, she's telling her friends. All right, but at the same time, got to get off the phone. I got to study for this test. Okay, but things are good. Things are good. When your name is Alex, things are good. Then, lo and behold, Friday evening, she gets a phone call. And of course, Alex's mom, she picks up the phone, and she realizes this is Ted. Yeah, they call him Ted now. And she says, Alex, we got somebody on the phone. And of course, when a mom acts like that, she knows exactly what's going on. It's Ted. Okay? And she thinks, well, Ted's probably calling to give me the time and date. You know, is he chauffeur service? What's going on? You know? So she's kind of excited, and she gets on the phone with Ted, and Ted says, listen, I have a little bit of bad news. I can't make it. Okay? And so, and Ted's now, he's ready to just chomping at the bit to get off the phone. And so, but Alex said, well, what's going on? You know, her world is coming tumbling down. And so she catches Ted, not the brightest guy in the world, okay? She catches him unaware, and he just kind of tries to make up an excuse. He says, well, I gotta bathe the goldfish that night. What? Nobody bathes the goldfish. He says, no, that's not it. That's only part of it. And then, so, well, why can't you? I gotta sharpen my pencils. What? Why? Sharpen pencils? That night? He keeps coming up with one lame excuse after another. And finally she just hangs up. Good for you. You go, girl. Okay? But then, the gravity of the moment just seizes her and she starts to just decompensate. You know? She starts to, she feels her heart racing. And then with that, she feels a little chest discomfort. She feels lightheaded, some numbness around her mouth and her fingers. Okay? And she feels like she tells her mom, there's something going on with me. Something bad, something awful. I feel like I'm going to die. Okay? You know how moms are. You know, when your little girl tells you that, okay? I doubt Sloan's going to tell you that right now. But
Oh,
maybe
you remembered her name.
give it 10 years. So mom takes Alex,
Tony.
Maybe one.
puts her in the car, drives her right to the emergency room. Drives her right to the ER. What do they do in the ER? The first thing they do is they check out some vital signs. But the mom's got the right story. As soon as the mom hits the ER with Alex, the mom says, my little girl has chest pain. Yeah, that's the ticket to the back. Okay? If you say you hit your foot on something, you'll be there all night. Okay? Even if you hit your foot on something, you tell them you had chest pain. That's what you got to do to get to the back. Okay? And so she goes to the back to get her vital signs.